Michelle, the Children's Librarian at the Sheridan County Public Library System, and welcome to another session of Bookmarks. I have an out-of-space story for you. This is called Astrotwins, Project Blastoff by Mark Kelly. Now, that name might sound familiar because Mark Kelly and his twin brother are astronauts, real astronauts. And so this is a book that he wrote. And I'm just going to read the flyleaf. That's what this is called. Twins Mark and Scott Kelly were in big trouble when they take apart, aka destroy, their dad's calculator. As a punishment, they are sent to their grandpa's home where there is no TV. Grandpa suggests they channel their abundant energy into something constructive. He tells them it doesn't have to be monumental and suggests they go build a go-kart or something. But the twins decide on a very different project. With the help of Jenny, nicknamed A, and a crew of can-do kids, they set out to build a real live rocket that will blast off and orbit the Earth. The question soon becomes, who will get to launch into space? Now, this is great. In a lot of books, there's a dedication, and this is to my brother Scott, who is spending 1 year off the planet to advance our understanding of how humans can live in space for extended periods of time. As it said, they are identical twin brothers, and Scott Kelly spent 1 year up in the International Space Center. So when he came back, they could do tests on him between him and his brother who stayed on Earth. That's pretty cool. July 18th, 1975. This time the twins were determined nothing would go wrong. Scott had stationed Major Nelson, the family's big, brown, friendly mutt, at the back door to bark if Mom came home early. Mark had laid newspapers on Dad's basement workbench. They had assembled their tools. They were absolutely going to follow the advice Grandpa Joe gave them for any time that you took something apart. Lay the parts down in order, so when you put the pieces back together, you can simply reverse the process. Easy. It's just like Grandpa Joe always says, learn from your mistakes, Mark says. Do you remember what they took apart? Yeah, and since we made so many, we ought to be geniuses by now, Scott agreed. Mark laughed. Okay, go ahead. I'll keep everything organized. With a screwdriver made for repairing eyeglasses, Scott removed 2 screws, which Mark placed in the top left corner of the newspaper. Then the best part, Scott removed the plastic backplate, and the boys got their first look inside Dad's calculator. Cool, they chorused. Exposed, the insides resembled staples, pushpins, and grains of rice, all of them tiny and arrayed around a white plastic rectangle. The biggest piece was the battery, which was easy to recognize and easy to remove. After that, there were 6 more screws. Mark duly put each in its place on the newspaper. Should we take out the CPU, Scott asked? Mark knew that CPU stood for Central Processing Unit, which was made of material called silicon, and that it was the brains of the calculator. What he didn't know was that which piece it was, but no way was he going to admit Dad's brother. Sure, he said. He used the tip of the screwdriver to pry up the white plastic triangle, and out it popped. Are you sure you can plug that back in, Mark asked. You mean, am I sure we can plug it back in, Scott said. Yeah, of course, I think. And there are transistors, right? He indicated black spheres that looked like little beads. Mark nodded. I guess, but they sure look different from the ones in the TV. Years ago, the boys had watched fascinated as the TV repairman worked on their old black and white set. After that, they decided to see what was inside other machines, like the clock radio, the sewing machine, and the lawnmower. Usually it got in trouble, but it was worth it. Scott had just lifted the calculator to examine the underside display when Major Nelson, excited barking, made him jump. She's home, he said. She's early, Mark said. She won't come down here, Mark said. Will she? We can't take that chance, Mark said, hurrying, handing his brother each calculator piece to replace. Upstairs, their mom's heels clicked across the kitchen floor as she put groceries away. Another sound, thump, thump, meant Major Nelson was bouncing all around for a treat. So focused were the boys on assembling that they didn't realize the danger until they heard Mom's heels echoing on the wooden basement stairs. By now the boys had been in the predicament so often they knew the countdown. 3, Scott closed his eyes, prepared to accept his fate. 2, Mark made a last-ditch attempt to hide what they were doing in the process by yanking the newspaper off the workbench. 1, Mom appeared at the door just in time to see a scattering of tiny calculator bits bouncing every which way on the floor. Ignition! Boys, Mom cried. What in the heck have you done now? I put my bookmark there because I definitely want to come back. And I use a bookmark. This is one about space, so you always learn about something. And if you're interested, you can check out this book about Astrotwins, Project Blastoff, by Mark Kelly. Now, Mark Kelly and Scott Kelly have written some other books that you might be interested in. And I'm so glad you joined me. Now, the other good thing about a bookmark is it tells these characters that I'm going to come back because, uh-oh, that's not going to be good. After the calculator catastrophe, oh, wait, okay, I'll come back and read it. I'm so glad you joined me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.